last time out we missed out from a podium by about a tenth. So yeah, hopefully we can revenge our colleagues and get a podium this race. I don't know what I'm saying. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm recording this on Christmas Eve, by the way. So yeah, fun fact for you. Here we are at the headquarters now, and we are looking to see if we can get any upgrades to facilities, and it looks like we can upgrade the fitness center for our friend Alex, and I do believe that will improve something. Yeah, I'm really good. Anyway, we're going to advance now, and we're going to get a durability upgrade, and we've got some resource points that we can spend, hopefully. And yeah, if you remember from last episode, I said the Jesus Christ, I said the powertrain upgrades were going to come in from Monaco. They are going to come in from Monaco, so yeah, that's going to be fun. 2 4th places in a row now, so hopefully we can go one better. But if you remember from last season, Spain was one of our worst circuits. But then again, so was Zandvoort, and we got 4th there this season. But then again, I mean, I think the cars in front of us had tyre problems. That's why we were able to catch them so quickly. Oh, spoilers. Sorry. If you haven't watched last episode, please go check it out. Here we are at the circuit now. We are ahead of Renault now in the performance comparison, just behind Ferrari. So with powertrain upgrades, we should be able to get there. Unfortunately, I'm behind Renault on the Sashi side. So yeah, I am not going to focus on trying to beat Ferrari until I've beat Renault in every single one. Technically, I should be focusing on beating the teams below Renault, but, you know, I think differently to other people. So, yeah, I only thought about this once I'd already got past AlphaTauri. So, yeah, that's how I'm going to roll. Here we are for practice at the Spanish GP now. And if you saw the Zandvoort episode, you would have seen that I had also made a Spanish Grand Prix setup. So let's just go load that one in now. And Abu 2 is a F2 setup for my URL race that I had on last Saturday. Coming across the line to do the qualifying press program, and we finally get a purple. Like we did last race. Unfortunately, Giovinazzi is better than us on the mediums, and so is Ricciardo on the hards. So yeah, pace is not looking too good for us this weekend. Doing a race strategy program, but we're about a second and a half in front of the targeted time. So I think our race could go quite well. But if you would have seen, it's going to be a wet race, so that's going to be extremely fun. Coming across the line to do the ERS management, and once again I cannot get rid of the ERS. It's a bit odd. So we do the tyre wear, and we get purple again in that one, so I guess it's more based towards circuit instead of maybe the car, actually, because that's happened in 2 of these weekends where we haven't been able to get rid of the ERS in the ERS management. So yeah, I feel like we're going to have a lot of ERS to use. I mean, it's going to be raining, so it doesn't really matter. P8 on the soft tyres, whereas Bottas and Ricciardo on the hards. So yeah, that's not ideal. Alexander Albon, P15 on the mediums, just behind the McLaren of Lando Norris, so that's looking good. 7 resource points for us now. We're now on 1,780. Alex's acclaim should go up now, but it hasn't, so that should come in for the qualifying and the race. It'll be Very annoying if it doesn't, because he's been stuck on that acclaim for a while now. But for the Spanish GP, let's see if we can beat our rival Ocon. If that practice is to go anything to go from, qualifying could be difficult. But again, qualifying is always difficult. So yeah. We need a good result this weekend, and then we'll leapfrog Ferrari, just get 5 more points than they do, and we'll get ahead of them. Looking at all the upgrades that we can get, I do believe we go for a weight reduction. No, weight redistribution, so that we can get another major onto the car. I mean, they're all majors, so it doesn't really matter which one we go for, really. But weight redistribution, I can't speak, will help us majorly, so no pun intended. So, yeah, that should help us leapfrog Ferrari, and June is, can't remember what Grand Prix that's for. I'll check now. Comes in an okay circuit, comes in for Azerbaijan, which will be next week, so not too bad. Coming across the line for our first lap, left front is overheating quite a bit, so that could be a problem. P17, that's a problem. Coming across the line for our second lap, about 4 tenths up, puts us into P14, just behind Grosjean and Kvyat. Less than half a tenth separated between Grosjean and Kvyat. Coming across the line for our final lap now. Did it with about 5 seconds to spare. Lewis Hamilton is coming across the line, set in the purple lap time of the session. I think no one's going to beat him. Going through turn 3, we're slowly increasing our delta to our previous lap time. It's about half a tenth. Coming across into sector 2, we went we're equal pegging with Danny Kvyat, so yeah, I didn't notice that when I was driving. Lock up into turn 5, that's not going to help us at all, so we lose all our time that we gain. Going through turn 7 and 8, clipping the curbs nicely. Going through the fast right hand of turn 9, don't lift off too much, otherwise you're going to be hindered on this straight. Heading into the hairpin, break about 100 metres, don't lock up at all, unlike how I did. But go about a tenth up on our previous best time. Going into the final sector now, all about aerodynamics here, clipping the curbs on every single corner. Don't touch the yellow curbs, that's going to throw the car everywhere. Going through the final corner now, taking the shortest run up to the line, 2 tenths up. What's it going to put us? I don't see. It's P13. Not too bad, considering that's technically where we should be, because we only got Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, I've done it in the wrong order, McLaren, then Racing Point, so we're 6th, so 6th would be 11 and 12th. So the fact that we're 13th and Alex is 11th, not too bad if I do say so myself. Esteban Ocon up in 7th, unfortunately for us, we don't beat him. Ferraris of Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel not doing too well here, so we should easily be able to leapfrog them if Alex can get in the points. But it's going to be a wet race, so hopefully, if it does look like it's going to be dry at the end of the race, hopefully we make a masterful no pit stops throughout the whole race, whilst they all go onto softs or slicks, and we win the race, you know. Our car is quite competitive. Oh god, this one again. A talented driver, they deserve that result, you know. I mean, like, they're not going to beat me if they're not talented.
Great. Well, that's everything.
This is the qualifying session where Alex's acclaim goes down, even though I complimented him. So the game is a bit bugged, but you know, I'll always love the game. unless it's made by unless there's loads of microtransactions in EA's version of the game. I'm not sure if you can see the fact that Alex's claim has gone down, but it has. I noticed it when I was watching it on the TV when I was actually playing. So yeah, wet race, and looks like the last 8th. It didn't let me check. How rude. I think if the last 8th race is going to be dry, so maybe not enough for pit stop. So yeah, hopefully we can just consolidate this P13 that we already have, and yeah, let's go to the race for Spain.
The Spanish Grand Prix has been a permanent fixture on the Formula One calendar for over 30 years now, and for good reason. Do you remember Michael Schumacher's absolute dominance here in that rain-soaked Grand Prix in 1996? That day he took his first ever victory for Ferrari, and we've had many more iconic moments since. It's 730 metres from pole position down to a slippery turn 1 here, the first of 16 corners around this 2.89-mile racetrack. The long, wide turn 3 and the uphill right-hander of turn 9 can both be taken full throttle in the right conditions, but I doubt very much we'll be seeing any of that today. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Bottas, Sergio Perez, and Sainz, Ocon, Stroll, Gasly, and Lando Norris. Raikkonen, the engineer, Sebastian Vettel, and Kvyat, Grosjean, Russell, Kevin Magnussen, and Charles Leclerc, Latifi, Giovinazzi, Albon, and Nobuharu Matsushita. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Alex, unfortunately, going to be starting from P21 instead of P11 with a 10-place grid penalty, as this is the 6th race, so it will be gearbox problems. Going to change the strategy to a 1-stop, if we can. The only way we can do that is by making it last all the way till the final lap. And yeah, everyone else is going to be doing 2 stops, so that's going to be a stop, so that could be interesting. We're not going to do any stops. Formation lap now. We're going to have to get the tyres up to temperature, and don't want to overheat these tyres too much because their operating window is about 80 degrees, whereas the in Celsius, whereas the slick tyres are about 90 degrees, so if you overheat the tyres, you're going to have no grip. Coming to the end of the lap now, I do believe we have the tyres up to temperature. For some reason I've been struggling to get front tyres up to temperature in formation laps, so yeah, hopefully that isn't just for me and that's for everyone else. But let's get ready for the race today. As we've got another Renault in front of us in the form of Kimi Raikkonen, and we can see Esteban Ocon there. Hopefully he has a poor start and we have a brilliant start and we can get past him for the remainder of the race. But the only way to find out is to get off the 5 lights, and they're on and they're now off, and we get a okay start compared to Kimi Raikkonen, who bombs down quite a bit. Nice news over, but and then we get a bit of wheel spin, so Kimi gets back past us. And in towards turn 1, there's a big gap on the inside. We're going to go down the inside of Pierre Gasly, and he's now going to go side by side with Kimi Raikkonen. We're going into turn 3. We're in P9. Lance Stroll ahead of us, and Carlos Sainz, I believe. That puts Ocon into P6. Yes, it does. Valtteri Bottas in P5, Perez in P4. Going through turn 4 and 5, it's a little bit slower than qualifying, as it is a little bit wetter. I don't know why I'm saying a little bit wetter. It's a lot wet. It's very damp out on track. Yeah, hopefully we can. Oh, come on. Hopefully we can do well. Everyone else is going to be making a pit stop this race, so as long as we don't make a pit stop, we should come out quite well. But once again, our tyres are going to be a little bit worn, considering we're going to be pitting Nether. So yeah, they're going to have 2 fresh tyres technically throughout the whole race. I'm going to have 1 fresh tyre out the whole race. So yeah, they could be closing me in on the final part of the race. So yeah, just going to have to make the most of it now. And on to lap 2, Jeff decided not to tell us anything. So we're on board for the whole of that lap. So luckily it allowed me a chance to talk about my race strategy. So not too bad. Technically, Pierre Gasly actually looks like he wants to go down our inside. We're going to go leaving the space, but he don't want to take that space anymore, so backs out of it. Going through turn 3, we're going to stay on board. Maybe Gasly's going to make a move going into turn 4. He is quite close. He looks to the inside. No repeat of Lewis Nico Fleas. Thank you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check the 2016 Spanish Grand Prix. Heading on to the same lap, but later on we get a little bit of oversteer out of the hairpin, so that's not good. Lewis Hamilton set a 29.8, I think that was, and then we're going to come across the line to set a 32.2. Asking Jeff what tyres are best and when's I was asking when's the rain going to end, but he didn't tell me that, so yeah, a little bit annoying. Max Verstappen then turned a 28.9 to beat Lewis's 29.8, I think. So we're going to come across the line to beat our own and set a 31.1. Not quick enough to catch up with people in front. So I was trying to see if Stroll's tyres were his condition, but it didn't work. And this is the lap now that I think, you know what, if I'm gonna try and go the whole race, I need to start saving my tyres. So yeah, here I am. Come across the lap that you can see that we're saving the tyres now as the lap delta is slowly decreasing into the red zone. I'm going on to lap 6 now. We're quite close to where they're going to pit. They're going to pit around the halfway point of lap 8 to 9. Yellow flags ahead of us. Carlos Sainz, I believe that is. I can't see, but I remember it like the back of my hand this race, because not much happens. So yeah, sounds a bit like the real Spanish Grand Prix. So yeah, Lewis Hamilton setting a 28.9. We're going to come across the line to set a 31.4. I need to stop my voice cracks. I need to practice this more. That's what I wanted to know. 18.5 seconds to the leader. I was seeing if they pit, would we come out ahead of them? So yeah, coming on to lap 8 now. People are starting to pit, so yeah, this could be interesting. As Max Verstappen, we get past Max Verstappen. We accidentally select doing a 1-stop, but Lewis Hamilton only just there. Lewis Hamilton was leading the race. Max Verstappen was in second. We're technically in a P2 here. Coming across to lap 10, everyone else is now coming to pit. Max Verstappen about a second behind us. Hopefully we can hold him off for the remainder of this Grand Prix. And going on later on to that lap, we lose the rear end at turn 7. Max Verstappen going to come try and get past us, but he hits us. And we're going through turn 9. We get a warning for collision with Max Verstappen, and I don't like it. Shaking the steering wheel in disappointment. Max Verstappen behind us has dropped off and he's come in for the pit stop. So maybe he lost front wing damage when he hit us trying to overtake us. That's not my fault. How is that my fault? I'm just trying to rejoin back onto the circuit, back onto the racing line. He just tried to come past me and hits me, so yeah, that's a little bit confusing. Going on to lap 12 then, sending the 128.4, really pulling out the pace out of these tyres now. 6 seconds gap to Lewis, but we don't care about that. We care about the gap to Ricardo. That's just closed by 2 seconds now. Heading on to lap 13, if he continues to close in by 2 seconds, that's not going to be good. It means he'll overtake us and get ahead of us by about 6 seconds. Losing tyre grip now apparently, so yeah, that's not good. He's only closed in about 5 tenths that lap, so yeah, that's not too bad. That's about, what, remainder of the laps is about 3, 4, so he's only going to gain about 1.5 seconds, so yeah, not too bad. It seems like we'll be able to save this position. We're asking Jeff what about the weather and if it's gonna stop. 10 more minutes of the rain, that's not gonna last. That's gonna come after the end of the race, so yeah, that's not gonna be that's a little bit annoying. 9 tenths to the drive behind. That's about another half second, so yeah, about maybe 1.5 seconds he'll gain on us. 3 laps of fuel remaining. Gonna come across the line. We've got 2 laps remaining now. He's gained another half second, so yeah. Lap 16, penultimate lap. We were gonna tell Jeff to shut up in case he said box this lap, because we accidentally selected the 1-stop, remember. Daniel Ricciardo only just now has caught up to us, so yeah, that's a little bit of relief. He asks about the car and Jeff tells us nothing. Going on to lap 17, the final lap of the race now. Daniel Ricciardo just behind us on 6 tenths. He hasn't gained anything, so it looks like we can hold this position. But guess what position we are in? It's P2, another podium position. Remember what happened in Belgium last season? A wet race, a wet qualifying even, and we got P3. We're on point to get a P2 in this race. Less than a lap of fuel now, but guess who's also joined my train? I'm the choo-choo train, heading towards the podium now. Valtteri Bottas has joined the back of the train. You will have seen that from the thumbnail, maybe. Heading towards the fast right-hand of turn on. We have to brake for that corner. That's how slow we're going in this wet conditions. Daniel Ricciardo got no form of attack. We're going to hold on for this position of P2 here. This is going to be our best result ever. I'm not including driver career because that's not my team. This is going to be our best result ever. P2, come on. We're going to come across the line. We just got to hold it steady. We've just got to not lose the rear end. And we're going to come across the line to get a podium. Our second ever podium. It's P2. What an amazing result. And it's redemption for what happened this time, last race. What an amazing result from us. P2. Another podium for the team. And that should put us ahead of Ferrari in the championship.
And a massive confidence boost going into the next race. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
Rain always has the potential to liven up a race and mix up.
Can't wait till that's me. Hopefully we can be doing that towards the end of the season.
Lottery when the conditions are like this, but they've managed to stay on circuit and have come out on top.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations.
Yeah, we get to see more of me, I just realised.
Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
What an amazing result. Oh, I already know what one this is. Yep, he don't care. At least we douse him. Drench him. At least we get to see me. Last time out in the Belgian, because we got P3, we wouldn't have been able to see me because technically we would have been where Ricardo was. get an XP now and get a 350 bonus for getting on the podium, I believe. Get banking all that XP, almost gets to level 22. So hopefully we can get that, get to level 30 soon. P2 from P12. Hey! I started P12 in both races. Jumped ahead of Ferrari now. And we're not too far away from P3, our target, about 43 points away. So as long as we get a 1-2 and a faster lap and McLaren and Racing Point both retire, we will get ahead of them. That's not going to happen, but as long as we keep upgrading the car like this, we're going to be very close. Looking at the Drivers' Championship, we're into P11 now. Alex Albon, best of the people that haven't got any points. So, yeah, hopefully we can upgrade the car for him so that he can get points soon. So that he can back us up and help us charge towards Racing Point now. Because we've already got ahead of Ferrari, which is ahead of target. Because I'm still at the moment trying to get past Renault. Cut way through the field because of I didn't make a pit stop, but I'm gonna compliment the chassis as we've got a major upgrade that's coming for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Of course, I'm thrilled with being on the podium, and yeah, you did underestimate me, but when we're in sync with the team, great things can happen, like we just seen. Yeah, it's definitely an advantage for me because I don't have to make a pit stop, but having such a great team also helps me out.
Appreciate your time.
Appreciate you asking me good questions. We beat Ocon in rivalry. Unfortunately, we didn't beat him on the fastest lap front, so we're only going to gain one more point to him. 15-10 now. Luckily, we've got that big of a gap, so when we come to Monaco next week, we shouldn't lose. We shouldn't be losing to Esteban Ocon. Alex Albon still on level 12 acclaim, unfortunately, and somehow he lost 1k of the damage, and we only get 99k of damage stuff. So that's a little bit confusing, but 3.29 million to spend on the next Grand Prix in Monaco. So hopefully we can have a better result than last year's Monaco, if you remember. I hit Gasly on the penultimate lap, I believe it was, and caused a pile up, included with that confined my teammates. So yeah, that is a little bit annoying. Hopefully we can do much better, and I want to get to a point whereby even if I do bad at Monaco, I'm in the points. So yeah, we'll be able to see that in the next episode. But until next time, I've been a Racengineer. I hope you've enjoyed Christmas Day. This has been a little bit different, and yeah. But until next time, I'm a Racengineer. Merry Christmas.